Hitchin. That's where you grew up, right? Take me back to Hitchin. What was life like when you were growing up there?
It's a really, really special place for me. I spent 18 years there, growing up in a very normal house with a very normal family, doing very normal things in a very normal school, not a private school or anything. It was just an extremely normal area to live in. I loved it. And I got my first job there. I had a lot of firsts there. I was a lifeguard there at a swimming pool for 4 years. I had a job in hairdressers. I worked in a gym. It was all going on in Hitchin. That's where it all began, obviously.
Which thing, mine?
Straight into the next one. Does everybody have 24 hours in a day? Inspired by Molly-Mae.
What did you just call her?
Does everyone have 24 hours in a day?
Do we all have 24 hours in a day?
Molly-Mae. Oh, here we go.
Do we have the same 24 hours? I think you know my answer to this, no.
Yeah.
Situation that Molly-Mae was trying to say in her interview, she was trying to say that time-wise we have the same 24 hours, right? But what we do with that and the advantage that we start at is different.
Does everybody have 24 hours in the day?
Right, okay, if we're taking this literally, everybody does have 24 hours in the day because we have all been given 24 hours in the day. We're taking this to Molly-Mae's understanding of 24 hours in a day. No, bitch, we do not. And here's why.
Molly-Mae, she says everyone has 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, well, I mean, what annoys me about her is it's the detachment from everything. Like saying that, like she didn't get the biggest pedestal ever going on Love Island.
Seen the TikTok?
I've seen it.
Seen the clip?
I've seen the clip. I didn't see the whole interview. I saw the clip. And I just feel like what she said, I wouldn't say it was, oh my gosh, out of order. I just feel like it was inconsiderate.
But yeah, same 24 hours in a day. Obviously not, innit? Like, if you're talking from a time frame perspective, yeah, obviously. But then you might think, okay, well, this person gets 8 hours sleep because they're minted. They can wake up whenever they want. This person gets 4 hours sleep because they're banging 3 jobs out. They've got kids to feed and all kinds of madness going on in their life. So we've all got different responsibilities. So we might have the same actual amount of time, but we've all got different responsibilities. We all come from different backgrounds. We've all got different things in our life that affect us. So obviously we've not got the same 24 hours.
Well, of course they do. Of course they do. Like, and I think a lot of people are using that as an argument to back her, and they're using it as an argument against her as well. Like, of course everyone has 24 hours a day. It is factually correct. Does that mean what she was saying is okay? Does that mean what she's saying is, ignorant? Probably. There's like so many issues. You can't just put it to, is it 24 hours in a day?
But no, 24 hours in a day, yes, anyone can. But obviously it's about opportunity, yeah? If you have the opportunity, then it's...
No, I agree.
Her, for example, I don't believe with someone like her saying that, though. Do you know why? No, why?
Love Island.
Exactly. You went on a show because you're pretty...
Listen.
It was a great place for her to go because obviously she was already an influencer anyways. Had she not gone on that show, I genuinely believe she wouldn't be in the position that she's in today. I think there's levels to being an influencer. Do you know what I mean?
Molly-Mae now is trying to come away from that and dissociate herself from Love Island without giving it the credit that it deserves, because I don't think people would have much wrong with her if she just said, yeah, it did propel my career. Why not just admit to it?
How can Molly-Mae not acknowledge that she's where she is because of Love Island? She's been given that advantage because of that show, and she just completely ignores it. Instead of being like, I am thankful to be here, but it's I know I'm so lucky, and I've got such good people around me. She's in with Tommy fucking Fury, the pussy, who's got a massive. I mean, already she's global there. She knows exactly what she's doing, and they seem really, really happy.
I hear it, but you can't say that as someone who has multiple privileges. I don't know if you want me to go into detail.
Go into detail.
So obviously her white privilege, that's the first one. I would say, I don't think she came, I'm not so sure, but from what I've heard of, she didn't come from a lower working class background.
Oh, both of her parents are feds.
Exactly. So I would say she is closer to the middle class.
Yeah.
And her having a platform like Love Island, everyone gets boosted. The minute you leave Love Island, you have a blue tick. A blue tick can set you up for so many other things.
For example, someone commented on this video about Molly-Mae, right? And I said that I have privilege because I'm white. And I said Molly-Mae is the same. She has privilege because she's white. And someone commented saying, oh, what, because you're white, you have privilege? I said, where have you been? Where have you been?
What she needs to acknowledge is the lucky streaks that she's had that have helped her on her way. Like, she's got privileges in certain areas. She's blonde, she's white, she's from a comfortable background. Like, it's not exactly like she's had to struggle to even buy the clothes that she's wearing. Do you know what I mean?
She's white, she's small, petite. Of course people are going to buy into her because that's what people have been sold for however many fucking years. So when they see her with a coffee, like, loads of people are going to relate to her because they're going to be like, oh my God, yeah, like, I can go to Starbucks too. Molly-Mae's been at Starbucks, yeah. But so have several other people who've got so much influence.
I used to really like her because, like I said, I want to be her. And maybe, like, all of my opinions come from a place of jealousy because I want it that easy. And that's the thing, I think she came it... I think she got it easy. I do. I think that she has a pretty privilege, which basically means she has a really nice face and a really nice body, stereotypically, in society. Therefore, she's done well. And there are so many like experiments and stuff that prove that if you are good looking, you have an advantage in certain situations.
Like, there's people that have won. Did Amber win? Yeah, I can't even remember who she was with. See, do you know what I mean? Like, she hasn't got any sort of follow-up with that. Okay, she's ran with her career and she works hard and she jumps on loads of different things, but she's not as big as Molly-Mae, nor does she have the same kind of deals put on the table coming out of there. Like, what different factors can you look at other than things like race, things like backgrounds?
It's just the way she was just being basically, if you weren't on Love Island, you're a pagan. If you can't do what I've done, but a literal pagan. The way she looks down on everyone else, like obliviously, unintentionally, putting everyone in a lower category because they're not doing what she's doing. Like how can everyone not be this director of Pretty Little Thing if you just work as long as me because I do all these things until 8 p.m. and then I fucking write a book. I saw she'd done a book.
The thing is, like, as I said to you earlier, when I put out my video about my thoughts on her releasing the book, my aim for that video wasn't just to slate her for 10 minutes straight at all. It's the fact that she's publishing a book, because that's the industry that I work in, right? I'm surrounded by books, I'm surrounded by book deals all the time. So I would like to think, because I've been in the industry for a few years, I know about books and I know about how they happen. And it was, and like I say in the video, I'm kind of disappointed with Ebury, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House, which is the publisher that are publishing her book.
She put something on her story like, so excitement for my new book. And it's like, you've just written a book and you're trying to be like, oh, and that's another thing. She's like, oh, look, it's another leaf to my bow, or whatever the fucking saying is.
I have a problem with it that she's publishing a memoir because she is only 22, and I think how much experience and wealth and knowledge and expertise can you put in that when you are only 22? Memoirs typically come out when people are much later in their career, once they've had like a lot of obstacles. And, you know, undoubtedly there is going to be things to say, like Love Island, like PLT, but what else? What else is going to be in that book?
But yeah, she put a book out basically saying my new book's out now, and she even called it Becoming Molly-Mae. And like, Becoming Molly-Mae, like she's fucking putting some, this is my life story, you know, this is how you can be like me, get on Love Island, like, it's ridiculous.
It's recent.
Yeah.
Becoming Molly-Mae.
Which is a very similar title to Becoming Michelle Obama.
That's cheeky.
Yeah. And that isn't her, and I can say that from a publisher's point of view. A lot of people have an impact on the title, so that wouldn't fair play to her, that wouldn't have been just her. I think the publishers are at fault of that as well.
She's there saying, oh, look, I've done a book, and then can't even use the right grammar, and then saying becoming Molly-Mae, like she's becoming something like so self-entitled, it's unbelievable.
She comes from such a place of privilege where she's white, first of all, and that she's had two parents that are still together, from what I believe, past, so I'm like, what kind of obstacles have you had? I don't doubt that she has had some, and especially with being in the media, she's obviously had a lot of hate, and that definitely would have had an impact on her mental health. But I do think, what obstacles are you going to talk about in this memoir? What else is there to say?
I actually liked her before that, innit? And it was just like...
Did you?
Yeah, I rated Molly. Still.
Yeah, you was telling me you used to watch all the fucking YouTube videos, isn't it? Makeup tutorials and that.
That's what Molly-Mae would.
You pretty little thing.
No, that's funny still.
The point is, like, it was fun to make fun of her. You know what I mean? Like, it was a thing of... It became a social media trend to come up with ways to laugh at the clip, right? Which stemmed from people actually being outraged.
Had anyone from Love Island said the same thing, they'd still get the backlash.
No, they wouldn't.
Why?
Do you think if someone else said the exact same thing that she said, it wouldn't be as much of a controversial?
I think she does get a lot of hate, more so than some other people, perhaps. I think, were it a male, they wouldn't get as much hate. I think because she was a female, she did get more hate. But I do think there is reason that she got a lot of the hate for it.
That's where I was going to bring that Stephen Bartlett into it. If he came out and said, we've all got 24 hours in a day, you've got to really utilise it and blah, 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 and, made it more of a strategical statement, I don't think there'd have been any backlash whatsoever. I think people would have put it on their story and been like, oh, so true.
Do I think she deserved it? I mean, I really don't have a clue what would go into being a creative director of a fashion brand like that. Like, I'm just not... Yeah.
There's an element of luck when it comes to most things. And I think when you're looking into things properly, you need to understand that not everything is because you worked hard, innit? Like, there are some things where it's like you got lucky, innit?
With her age, she is very lucky to be this successful at her age.
Yeah,
like,
so
to be
a level of naivety.
Exactly, a millionaire, a head of, she's like, no, she's like a director of, creative director of Pretty Little Thing. And look at Pretty Little Thing, how big of a business it is. And they gave her that job at the age of 22. I don't know if she even went uni.
Do you think she deserves it?
I don't know. I don't know her.
You think it's like a win-win situation?
Pretty Little Thing is a fashion brand, and it's female focused, and it's your kind of pink girls. It's people that like pink. They got kind of like people like me, pink, and they got blonde hair and that kind of thing, and they want to look like Molly-Mae. Yeah. So I think to a certain extent she suits the role because the customers want to be like her. Therefore they buy from Pretty Little Thing. Therefore more money for Pretty Little Thing. So it suits. So when, going back to your question, does she deserve it? I think she suits it.
Molly-Mae is the most successful Love Islander ever, right? She's done the most, and she's in super high positions.
You tell me how there's people with degrees who could do a much better job than she does on paper. Why she got that job?
Because she's got a massive audience with a huge influx of people that are coming to do it.
There, right?
Yes.
So how can she say stuff like that?
My sister, right, and this was what upsets me the most. Like on a serious note, my sister, she went to uni, studied for 3 years, fashion buying and merchandising, which is what a lot of people study to be able to get to a director's position. Spent how many thousands of pounds and is in however many thousands of pounds of student debt now, only to be working in an optometrist, which is no shade whatsoever. Like, work wherever you want to work. And she, I'm very proud of her for working there. I'm proud of her for having a job after everything that's happened. But it's not what she went to uni to do. Molly-Mae is younger than my sister. Hasn't gone to uni to study and do all the things that my sister went through, all the all-nighters, all of the, the retention. And she just bounces on a PLT fashion director position.
And when this video came out of her saying all of this, and everyone was like, oh, here we go. It's the way she started that with, what did she say? She said like, I've got in trouble for saying this before, but so it's like, so you still think that then? And then I've not seen the apology she did afterwards, but the girls at work were like, wasn't an apology at all. Like she was basically just saying, yeah, well, sorry, you ain't got my money, basically.
Because the thing is, yeah. Do you know what she said? I've got the same 24 hours in a day. She didn't say nothing, man.
I saw the whole
like she didn't say,
"Oh,
you broke people need to get your money up."
Yeah, yeah.
She said one
if
thing.
If you're homeless, get a home. Yeah,
like the point is, what she said was just what she said, and I don't care. The point is, yeah, that social media allows people to be fake outraged about everything.
She's like, we've all got the same 24 hours as Beyonce. Like, this is what I've done with mine. And trust me, I know enough people that do a lot with their 24 hours and are getting nowhere. And what, like, are you just saying that then they don't work hard? Like, I thought it was interesting, though. I will give her props, though, because she did say, like, I did try and go into performing arts and acting and whatever. And she was like, I just didn't have it. So I dropped that and moved to the next thing that I thought I'd be good at. I rate that because a lot of people love to flog a dead horse, innit?
What she was trying to say, I understand it. We do all have 24 hours in a day. But for you to be saying that, babe, come on, man. Like, let's be real. Did you really, really put in the grind as much as someone from, let's say, a working class background in a foreign country? Like, you can't tell them, yeah, I have the same 24 hours as you. What are you doing? There's some people who like, just, they come from nothing.
People that are saying afterwards, like, oh, look at the backlash she's got. Look at everyone sort of jumping on her. And it's like, yeah, but it's because she's been a dickhead. Like, it's because she's not realising, she's not grasping the point whatsoever. She's coming across half intelligent, and she's just not grasping this concept whatsoever. And it wasn't like she was getting absolutely rattled by abuse. It was just the truth was hitting her from every angle. Everyone was trying to say, look, fucking get a grip, woman.
What she said was wrong, and Beyonce said it was wrong, and it's a bollocks comment, but I don't care. I feel like the only people that cared were people that wanted to look like they had this moral high ground online. Look at me, I'm so politically correct, but you're gonna affect someone's mental health by abusing them online. Shush.
My mum, 51 years old. She's a nurse. She has worked, oh my God, how many years has she worked now? She's been working for years. All right, more than half her life she's been working. My mum has had to deal with seeing dead bodies, caring for sick people, watching people die every single day. Also dealing with people, becoming sick with the virus, and she's been the person who's been helping to clear it all up. Her 24 hours are no way going to be the same as Molly-Mae.
I just question, like, the hard work thing. Put her in the NHS to do a night shift during COVID. What's hard work then?
My 24 hours is different to everyone else's 24 hours, how I spread it out during the day. Some people are even carers, like they have people that rely on them. So their own 24 hours is not even their time. Their time is dedicated to someone else. There's people who have children, their time is dedicated to their children. So it's like, you can't say everyone, exactly, you can't say that everyone has the same 24 hours because they really don't, babe. They really don't.
If I'm born in Bramley, right, and I live in Bramley my entire life, and I do nothing about my life,
that's your fault,
right? To an extent.
No.
What happens if I have like a mum that needs caring for 24/7 and I can't afford to get
there's people
care?
in the world who don't care for their mums but also go on to do other things.
24/7 care, and otherwise she'll die. There's always.
You have a laptop.
Big man, there's always a way.
Do something online, sell something online. I don't know.
You know what it is? You've got quite.
They're not excuses. I'm not.
No, you
I'm
are. You're doing
examples.
this.
In some cases, people are like, "Yo, like the social media game ain't easy. Like it is a hard job." And the fact that she's been on top of it, she didn't win Love Island, and she's the most profitable. Some people say that's down to white privilege, pretty privilege, blah blah blah. Some people say it's down to work.
There's a lot of things that she said in there which were correct. Like at the end of the day, she does work hard. Like, of course she works hard. If you have ever tried to do your own podcast, start stuff on social media, do organic growth of an Instagram or do influencing or anything like that, it's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just like you wake up one day, you just post a picture and like you just start getting millions of followers. It doesn't work like that.
She clearly just turns a blind eye to it and thinks, I do work hard, I don't care. But she's completely forgetting, like I mentioned, what she does is easy. Like, my missus sort of does a sort of similar thing to a lower level, obviously lower than Molly-Mae, but you know, she says I feel like every day I can do it because it's easy. It is like when you get to that stage where you can do that full time. Yes, Molly-Mae is going to have a schedule full to the brim probably, but it's doing shit that she's been wanting to do for years probably, and then you know she's working hard, but not really. Like she's doing everything that she wants to be doing, just long hours probably. She might finish late and then come in and go, oh, I had such a hard day, I've shot this, I've shot that, I've been to this event, and Tommy's there licking the walls or whatever, just banging his head against it, thinking, yeah.
I can respect that there are probably times where she wakes up at the crack of dawn to make sure that she's getting the best possible lighting for the Starbucks that she's carrying home, for the content that she's getting. But do I think she works hard? Not hard enough. Not hard enough.
Molly deserves a respect. She 100% deserves some respect, innit? It's not like she didn't try anything or didn't put any effort in, didn't work hard. But I think she also needs to acknowledge there was a bit of luck. Don't get me wrong, you might have worked very, very hard on your Love Island application. And then after that sounded sarcastic, it raw wasn't.
They shouted her.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. She worked hard on her general overall brand on Instagram and that. But there's still an element of luck that some Love Island director or fucking recruiter found you, went on your profile and was like, yeah, you're actually calm.
That's what I mean. For example, you can't argue, like, especially here, as a celeb, she didn't build it.
No, but like you can give anyone like money and then they can flop. Look at the guy with the headline, yeah? I won the lottery and now I'm sucking off dogs for quavers. Remember that headline? It was like 10 years ago. There's an actual thing. Google it. It's so mad. I seen it on Grammar Pot. It's mad, right? But that's the thing. He turned it us backhead, right? So you got millions, flopped, right? She won Love Island, got given
she also has a team behind her.
She got given an opportunity, yeah,
right,
to do something, and she took advantage of that and made something from it.
You think she works hard?
I would say she does. Yeah, I wouldn't say she sits back and does nothing. I wouldn't say she rides off the fame that's been given to her, because there's a lot of celebs, you can see it, they get a little bit of fame and then all they do is just promote fraud stars on their Snapchat, and that's how they get the rest of their money.
The things that she says in the media and on her social media stuff do have an influence on people, whether it be one person or 1,000 people or 1 million people. People will see that because she's in the public eye. And I think you've said some questionable things in the media before that have a real lack of acknowledgement for other like cultures of people, other groups of people, that I think if that's a sample of what's going to be in your book, then I really question the kind of like the wealth of knowledge that's going to be in that book. Because I think if that's the things that you say on media, what's going to be in this book? And fair enough, it will have rounds of edits, etc. But I do just worry that if it is coming from her, it's her memoir, it's going to have the wrong thing said in it, and that's going to influence the wrong people.
Yo, last one. Eleanor, the girl from Kent who works in publishing. Basically, when I was doing my little Molly-Mae research, I've stumbled on her video where she speaks about the controversy of Molly-Mae releasing a book at such a young age. Obviously, with her working in publishing, she can speak on it in a lot more depth in her video as opposed to a misrep video where we're coming from different perspective. You get me? Inherently, I'm trying to say, yo, go watch the video. It's a great video, and it's the reason why I shouted her to jump on the episode. Yeah? Alright, love, episode 29. See what I did? Easy.